a car game, which was really cool online.
Yeah.
It was basically just like it would be the dashboard of a car.
Mm-hmm.
And it was cool because it was basically a programming exercise. What it started with, I wanted to try and figure out how to make separate chunks of data in that, and I figured this would be an easy analogy to use it. So it was basically, it would run in a loop, and basically with the speed, it'd be for each gear that the car was in, and it would say first, second, third, whatever it was in.
Right.
It would add it would only display like a single digit. Like no decimal points, but it would add, first gear it would add 3 or something like that because it's accelerating faster in first gear.
Right.
And then each time it went through the loop, what?
I thought I heard Rosie.
Oh. Each time it would go through the loop, I had set what the maximum speed was for that gear.
Yeah.
So it would divide by whatever speed you were doing to figure out what the revs were.
Right.
And then every time it started the loops, it checked if the revs were less than a number I had set, the red line. If it was less, it would go through the loop again. If it was at that or more, it would go to the next gear. So it was really cool. Okay. So that way you could just do it that way through each
So was it each loop, each successive gear loop would play the loop faster kind
of thing? A little slower, actually.
Or a little slower?
The car accelerates slower as it gets on. And
okay.
And it was cool because then I came up with multiple vehicles. I just copied the code into a new program and came up with a sports car, and it just went blistering fast. And then I had one that was diesel, and it was like super slow.
So did you have graphics for the road as well?
No, it was just text.
Oh, okay.
But I wasn't that
Your car is going faster.
Yeah. Well, no, it would run continuously, and then once it hit the car's maximum speed, then it would slow down and decelerate. Okay. And I think I had some text thing that says like "great drive" or something like that.
I did something sort of similar to that. It wasn't going to be a game per se. It was sort of a limited interactive movie on the computer. Ooh, nobody's ever done that before. Well, at the time they hadn't. It was basically, I think I just called it Airport Landing.
I remember reading about this.
Yeah. So what I did was, it was all done with text graphics. So I had, like, you'd see the runway. So you'd like say, press enter to begin landing sequence. So you press enter. That's like the extent of the interactivity. You press enter. So then I had like, if you had like just sort of a string of lines of text and didn't tell it to stop, you could just have it scroll through it continuously until it got to the end. So I thought, hey, that would be perfect. I could do like a shot of the runway flying by from overhead and then just make it look like it's getting closer by widening the lines. So that's what I did, was I just had this simple sequence of the runway flying by, and then the only problem was it would scroll from bottom to top. So I wanted it to be, of course, from top to bottom.
It looks like the plane's going backwards.
So it'd be going this way, but it looked like it was going backwards. So I was trying to solve that problem, but I wasn't able to figure out how to get it to scroll the other way. Because it was just a simple list command, basically, just to display all this text, which, in graphics looked like in just the lines and stuff looked like pictures. And then I had this simple thing of a tree, where I had like a tree that would get bigger, and the tree was made out of like asterisks and a few lines for the trunk, so it would get bigger and bigger and then move to the side. So it was going to be like you're moving through the forest kind of thing, and trees are whizzing by. But I think I got as far as one tree.